No, the
and according to Sarbanes-Oxley, you're not allowed to touch the board. So
why does it sound like some sort of scientific law?
It does sound more. It's like a law firm or something. No, it's a law. You're not supposed to be, if you don't work somewhere, you're not supposed to touch stuff. Especially you just not. I mean,
Do not touch the buttons if you do not work there.
yes, because that can get people in trouble. But I can touch the buttons because I work here.
Look, I would never press your buttons.
Lonzo is a superstar.
All right, so if dag on it.
There's the third one.
It's all good.
There we go.
If you want to be a part of the show, it's real easy to do. Go to 800-905-0989 because 0 is a number, O is not. We're also live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X at either the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WRD. I want to remind friends and family back in Ohio or in parts unknown that if you comment on my personal Facebook page, I won't see it till later. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see it. So, and it's better to comment on it's better to comment on the 98.9 WRD Facebook page. But if, the Upstate Pulse page is fine too. But the powers that be, not LexCorp, but the people above it. Although LexCorp sees it too when you guys comment and really appreciate it. The fact that we have 0 comments right now has me a little worried because we usually got people waiting to jump on there, and hopefully you can hear us because I had to make some last second adjustments because I am the dumb. Yeah, everything looks fine. So, all right, on today's show, we're going to be obviously talking about Father's Day. We also are going to, if we have time, because sometimes, if time permits, we're going to be talking about My Adventures with Superman. First episode, season 3 came out last week. We watched that. Cannot wait. Not going to wait till midnight tonight to watch it on Adult Swim. Maybe I will. You never know. Another episode of Spider-Man Noir, or Spider Noir, actually, and Vox Machina. We watched a couple more episodes of that. We're going to break down next week's WWE Night of Champions, which happens at 1 p.m. next Saturday. So we need to talk about it today. With some interesting things happened on SmackDown last night. We've got some oops. We've got some video game stuff, a ton of things in Nerd Roundtable. And we're so glad that you could be a part of the show, including Scott. And guys, this week, online commentators evaluated more of this summer's movie releases. And so far, the data is not good. The Mandalorian and Grogu, Masters of the Universe, and Mortal Kombat 2 all underperformed. Furthermore, early indications suggest that Supergirl, the live-action Moana remake, and Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day are trending towards box office disappointment. That can make 2026 this summer a box office bombs. Your thoughts? First of all, the only movie we didn't see on there is Disclosure, and we already got tickets for Supergirl. So we liked all those movies, including Masters of the Universe. I loved that.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good movie.
I thought it was really good also. And the theater was pretty full. So it depends on what your opinion of a hit is. I mean, you have to at least make your money back. I get that. You have to also be able to make profit on top of that, which includes all the advertising and everything all around the world. I like Mortal Kombat. I like Masters of the Universe, and I like Mandalorian and Grogu. I think the real test, starts with Supergirl. I think more of the test will be Spider-Man, which comes out a month later.
Yeah.
If Spider-Man doesn't make its money back, then theaters are in trouble.
Yes, that would be the overall prevailing thing.
Unless he dies in the movie, okay? Which there's a theory out there that he dies in the movie. If he dies, then word of mouth is going to make people not go. But
wouldn't be the first time he's died.
We'll see, and we'll talk about that later. And also, at the end of the year, you've got Dune and you've got Doomsday.
You mean Doomsday?
Exactly. So we'll see how it ends overall as far as how many people go to the theater, because I think a lot of people, we've seen it stepped up on Thursday nights, because we used to go on Thursday nights, and you can tell what it's going to be like by how many people show up on a Thursday. And we'll see. We'll see. All right. Tomorrow is Father's Day. If you have a father, whether you have talked to him in a while or not, call him, text him, do something, and wish him happy Father's Day. He'll appreciate it. As someone who never had a father growing up, had some stepfathers, they can absolutely replace your father if they're in your life long enough. So I ended up having to figure out how to be a dad myself. Failed a bunch, but also fairly successful. So I think Father's Day for me is more about seeing my family than it is a celebration of me. But that's just my opinion. I'm not going to put Cameron on the spot because that's kind of messed up. So I'm not going to do that, because that would not be a thing that I would do.
I was just sitting.
Cameron was in Egypt's land. Let my Cameron go.
Oh, that's not right.
I actually think all sons should, wake up at midnight on Father's Day and get their lawnmower and mow their father's lawn.
Oh, you go for it.
Yeah.
You go for it, because you don't have you could, if you can get the one that's in your front lawn working, you come on up. You come up. I want to see you make it through the darkness, the true darkness.
I ain't scared.
That true darkness that is almost cave darkness.
Once I put it in overdrive, nothing's catching me.
Yeah, you can't go too fast in there. You'll end up over in
the hill. Might be a little bit of a problem. They might catch me there, but.
So what I thought about doing, and you guys feel free to participate. This is going to take us a little while to do. What are your top 3 best fathers and your top 3 worst fathers in video games, in comic books, in movies, and in TV? So your best dads in those categories and your worst dads in those categories. Give us a text with those, 800-905-0989, or Facebook, YouTube, Twitch X, Upstate Pulse, or 98.9 WRD. Let us start. Let's get before we go to break. Let's start with one category. Let us start with video games, best and worst. Let's start with worst, and top 3 from Cameron and I, and we'll go 3, each go 2, each go 1. All right, my number 3 is Henry Lawson.
Ah, okay.
So do you know who Henry Lawson is?
Miranda's
from Mass Effect 2, Miranda's dad. He genetically altered Miranda to make her perfect, was unhappy with her, and created her sister. So one of the things you have to do is you have to go, and you don't have to, but if you're good shepherd,
yes,
you go and you help her free her sister. So that's my number 3, Henry Lawson. Cameron, what's your number 3 in video games worst dads?
Okay. I'm going to go with Hayahachi from Tekken.
Okay.
Because on a surface level, he's beating the crap out of his son whenever they have a versus against each other. Also, there's a lot of lore that I don't quite know, but there's something called like a devil mode or something that he was wanting his son to inherit. And so to test to see if he got the power or not, he threw him into a volcano.
All right, my number 2, that's horrible. My number 2 is Harkon from Skyrim.
Also a good choice.
Harkon is the vampire lord who wants to kill his daughter, Serana, so he can make a realm for vampires by blotting out the sun. Although he's getting played the whole time by another vampire. But anyway, it just so Harkon, his daughter shows up after being trapped for over 1,000 years or so by her mom to keep her away from her dad. And the first thing he said is, "Do you have the scroll?" And it's kind of messed up. So Harkon's my number 2.
All right. My number 2 is Saburo Arasaka from Cyberpunk.
Wow.
Because of the many things of like being a absentee father, treating his son like crap, also just being a terrible influence on the world due to his corporation being a literal evil corporation. He had developed the idea to use Soul Killer on his own son.
Yes.
The thing that is slowly turning you into Johnny Silverhand in that game. During the Devil's Due ending, he will take over his son's body.
Wow. All right, we're gonna do worst, then we're gonna take a break and then come back and do best. All right, my worst is probably Cameron's worst. My worst is Jecht from Final Fantasy X.
It's not.
Oh wow. Are you crying? So Tidus's dad, Jecht, becomes Sin to basically destroy the world.
Yes.
And
becomes a killer space whale.
He does become a killer space whale. And it's just, although his theme music rocks.
It really does.
His theme music is pretty wicked. But it's just messed up how he treats his son and everything, and how much Tidus hates his old man with good reason.
Yes.
He should hate him. All right, that's my number one choice, Jecht from Final Fantasy X.
All right, my number one is from Destiny 2, and that would be one Clovis Bray the First, who, of the many horrible things he did, was he meddled with the genes of his son to make him more like his father, and ended up giving him a terminal case of insomnia. Terminal as in he could never sleep again.
That's not
so
good.
Eventually his body just shut down. And so in the mild oopsie that he thought it was, he decided, I'll just make robot bodies for people. And the robot bodies, when he tried to translate them over, went insane and killed themselves. And of the many terrible things, he also, by proxy, did that to his grandchildren as well, who eventually, because their bodies were failing, had to put themselves into the robot bodies. He also unleashed a horrible invasion of the Vex, which are these killer robots who take over and terraform everything. And things just went bad to worse with him.
Oh, that's not right.
It's not.
All right, so there are our worst video game dads. We got a pretty good list. We're going to go at this for a while. If you have comments, what is your worst video game dad? Or your best video game dad? Text line 800-905-0989. Live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X at 98.9 WRD or Upstate Pulse. You can send us a message there. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Join the Nerd Herd on the Flaccid text line at 800-905-989. This is the Upstate Pulse of News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Straight Talk with Bill Frady.
We also control the distribution of other sources around the world. This past week, as we're mopping up at the moment, and I know what's going on in the Straits, but still in the mopping up process, we signed a defense agreement with Morocco.
I mean, that's what they want you to.
Yeah.
So now we control 4 major maritime checkpoints for petroleum transportation.
Straight Talk with Bill Frady. Now weekdays noon to 3.
News Talk 98.9
WORD.
the voice of the Carolinas. Looking for easy cash? It's simple. How many old comic books do you have stacked up in the corner? How many toys, cards, and video games do you have just collecting dust? Well, turn that dust into dollars. Borderlands is always looking to buy collections. Bring all your old comics and collectibles to 410 South Pleasantburg Drive in Greenville and turn them into cash. Borderlands has been the trusted leader in geeky goods in the upstate for over 35 years, and we buy more than anyone. Borderlands Comics and Games. Read, build, play.
Need a tree removed, trimmed back, or have concerns? Talk to a professional. Locally owned and operated, Terra Tree Works is available for a free quote or to ask questions. Call Terra Tree Works at 864-331-9695 or visit them at terratreeworks.com. Residential clients get a free small oak or maple tree when you have Terra Tree Works remove trees over 18 inches in diameter. Have it planted for an additional fee. Talk with owner James Dillard at 864-331-9695.
Baseball is back, and at Ingles, we are proud to sponsor the Greenville Warbirds and bring you the very best of American Legion baseball all summer from the campus of Furman University. Ingalls and baseball go together like peanuts and Cracker Jack. So load up the family, fuel up at your local Ingalls, and head on out to the ballpark for home runs and high times. This is how America's pastime.
Thanks, Chris. Oops. He also finds Livingston's gun. Livingston was one of the guys who created the where's the place that did you go to become
Aquila?
No. The name of the organization. Constellation. Yeah. He's one of the so you get it. He finds a gun from the creator of Constellation. He also at the end he gives you a ship. It's not a great ship, but it's still a ship.
It's a starter ship.
It is a starter ship. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse, Lonzo and Cameron having fun on a Saturday night. We are talking about dads, famous dads, best dads in pop culture, basically video games, comic books, movies, and TV. We already gave out our worst dads in video games. Let us get to our best dads in video games. My number, and by the way, they don't necessarily have to be a father. And I should have clarified that. They could be a father figure. And because some of mine are father figures, they're not exactly fathers.
I have a couple of those.
Yeah. So number 3, I can't wait for Cameron's reaction on this. Deckard Cain. Deckard Cain for Leah, he was basically her dad.
That's a fair point.
And I mean, it's horrible.
I thought about that, and I just keep going.
It's horrible about what happened to him. I mean, how he dies and everything, but he took care of Leah, and it's a good thing he died before what happens to Leah later.
Yeah,
because that really would have broke him when she becomes Diablo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my number 3 of video game best dads is Deckard Cain. Stay a while and listen.
Okay. Well, mine, I think it's going to be a little bit of a curveball that I don't know if you're expecting or not. The Fallout 4 protagonist. Because your entire main quest is to get your son back. The entirety of it. And depending on how you play it and everything is interesting, but if you play it how you're probably supposed to play it, you are running through an irradiated wasteland of terrifying, awful monsters and people trying to mess you over and all that, just to have a chance to get your kid back. And I feel like that, well, that's good fatherhood right there.
By the way, that may show up on my list. Number 2 for me is Geralt of Rivia. And because he spends the entire, I mean, he raised Ciri, helped train her, and there's a connection between Yennefer, and Ciri through all of the games and the shows and the books. So Geralt will do anything to go and try to help Ciri. I'm recently, as in yesterday, started playing Witcher 3 again, just so I can get some points on Game Pass because I'm getting them game card points, baby. Yeah, and
you want the points.
I do. I want the money. I like human monies. Geralt of Rivia is my number 2. Cameron.
Gee, my number 2 is also Geralt of Rivia.
Oh, that's good. I mean, that's good.
The other thing is, like, I don't know what this says about me, but I haven't played too many games where that's a factor, or that's like.
Well, this was a little bit of a struggle because there aren't really that many games, at least that I played, that have that kind of dynamic.
Because it's not always a focus. Because like a lot of times, it's like you don't quite know the character's past and all that stuff. So It's not like you always know who the dad
Well,
is.
in Witcher 3, the focus is for Geralt to find Yennefer, and once he does, then it's all about Ciri the rest of the game.
Yes.
And yeah, all right. So Cameron's number 2 is also my number 2. My number 1 is Nate from Fallout 4.
Okay.
That's his name, is Nate.
Yeah, canonically it's Nate.
Yes. The fact that not only does he go to a shelter and he doesn't know they're going to be frozen, but they're frozen and right across from his wife and his baby. And then they're unthawed for a moment and he watches his wife get shot and his baby get kidnapped. And then he escapes later on. Or he's let out. I mean, there's some theories out there.
Yeah, every chance. I believe it's actually confirmed that father, the kid, Sean, lets him out.
So he does everything he can to get to his son. I mean, even more so than Geralt does. Nate will go through, like you said before, he'll go through the fallout
yes,
to get to his son. And then what a decision you have to make at the end. When you find out that, spoiler, but the game's been out for like 10 years, that you find out that your son is actually older than you and he is over the Institute.
Kind of the main bad guy of the thing.
He is. And you can either join him and be a bad guy yourself, or you could take down the Institute and take out your father. The consolation, either way, is you get a version of Sean, but he is a
synth.
He's a synth. Yeah. So there are our best video game dads. Yes. Oh, you got number 1. My bad. My bad.
Okay.
I listen. I am sorry.
You got all caught up in the moment.
No, it's okay.
Well, dang, you done just messed up, boy. Oh, yeah, boy, you done moved it down. Oh, you in trouble. Ooh-wee.
I'm going to go with that new age. All right, Cameron, what was your number 1?
My number 1 is Corvo Atano from Dishonored. Very similar theme for Fallout 4 as far as Nate goes, but Corvo watches his love interest, the Empress, gets murdered, and her daughter, which is his daughter, gets kidnapped, and he has to essentially fight his way through all of the usurpers and the people who are part of the coup, including a superpowered supernatural assassin, to be able to save Emily, which all culminates into, and you can screw this up, which is just heart-wrenching, to get to her on like this last little bit of a tower overlooking the sea, and you have to get to her before she falls. Wow. So, yeah. And there's 2 different ways you can go about it as far as like the high chaos. Why can't I say chaos? The high chaos route of killing everybody in your way or being peaceful, and that both of those influence how sounded like that, didn't it? And that both will influence how she rules. Anyway, that was my number 1.
Woo! All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk about the best and worst comic book dads. It is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Tell your daddy we say hey. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Do the roar, Diddy. Do the roar. By the way, you could have let it stop. I mean, you didn't have to. Some behind the scenes stuff here, some inside radio. Since you guys are listening, sometimes you have to do that so people understand that there are consequences. A new listener goes, well, what happens when someone screws up? That's what happens. What's up, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
You think the ancestors from Assassin's Creed are good father figures? None
of them really. I know some people say the one from the Egyptian one was a good dad. I think like from the little bit I saw, I think he is.
I played it some, but it's been a while, and I got to the point where I got bored with it because I think the map was too big. That with what you're doing on there, I think the map was too big. You know what is similar is I think Far Cry and Assassin's Creed are similar in some ways.
Yes.
I think the Far Cry maps are perfect size. They're never too big. By the way, Witcher has some elements of that also. If you go on the map and just mark a spot where you see buildings, you can go there. And if there are drowners or whatever there and you go and you kill them,
yeah.
After you do, the people come back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Usually becomes another waypoint, and usually they have a vendor of some sort.
I was about to say, I will say Far Cry has far more chaotic combat than Assassin's Creed does.
It does.
I'm thinking of the pig.
Maybe.
Of a little video I made.
The more recent stuff, almost all the more recent stuff is all basically the same engine. It's Unreal. I mean.
Yeah, most of it runs off the Unreal Engine. I
don't mean like, it's fantasy. I mean, it's Unreal.
Yo, dog, it's Unreal.
It's Unreal, yo.
It's unfathomable. I can't
so deep.
I can't corporeate it with my mind.
Okay. That had more syllables than 2.
It did.
I don't care what anyone says. I cannot wait to see Lobo.
The main man.
Yes.
Well, a lot of things have moved to Unreal Engine, including the new Stronghold game.
So, by the way, I was right. So I already had Witcher 3's 4K edition. I went to a lower edition because I don't own the lower edition, so I can get the playtime. And also it has its all new achievements. I don't really care about achievements. I do, but we got quiet because Bill Frady's talking. Was it an online thesaurus or did you just have a pocket edition handy? I mean, so about
no. I was about to ask, and from which pocket? I was thinking shirt pocket.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo and Cameron here, having a blast on a Saturday night. For those who want to know, yes, Odie is still breathing. He messaged me with something earlier, one of the videos that he just posted.
Oh, okay, so that was a personal message.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of his how you doing videos, which are pretty good. So you should check that out if you haven't. The latest one he sent to me, and I wish I were there. I would have been enjoying samples and watching also, whilst keeping my distance because flying food tends to hit a big target like myself.
Just always be ready to dodge.
If you want to be a part of the show, text line is 800-905-0989. I would have batted it out of the air with my cane. We're also live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X. It is the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WRD. We're talking dads today. Best and worst dads in pop culture. Text says favorite movie dad is John Wayne as Jacob McCandless and Big Jake. Least favorite movie dad is Denethor, the Steward of Gondor, and Lord of the Rings.
Little Tomato Man.
Yes. I saw a commercial recently. What was it? It was for a video game or something. I can't remember what it was for Lord of the Rings. and the one dude was just eating tomatoes. And he was annoying the other guy. And look at it. It was great. It really was. It was great. All right, let's get to comic books. Best and worst dads in comic books. Let's go with the worst dads in comics. Cameron, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin, who, is an absolutely terrible human being. Torments Peter Parker to no end, but also treats his son like crap, including doesn't acknowledge him because he's not a scientist, scapegoats him constantly, whether it's in the movies or TV shows or comic books. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot you can say that you don't already know about Norman Osborn.
All right, my number 3, Chris just mentioned on the stream, is Thanos. I mean, he has no children of his own, but he has adopted daughters. And
yes,
he does not treat them very well because, he goes and kills off half their population and then takes a child to be one of his daughters, then trains them to fight and sends them on missions to kill a bunch of other people and, well, species, bipedal or otherwise. I don't know. We only see them kill, people that look human.
Why only targeting bipeds? Why not the four-legged?
I don't know. That's John says his favorite Father's Day movie is Joe Dirt. I haven't seen it, but I live in Lawrence County, so I mean, there's that. All right, number 2. My number 2 worst dad in comic books was Cameron's number 2, Norman Osborn, for all the reasons that Cameron said. What is your number 2?
My number 2 is Trigon.
There we
Raven's
go.
dad, because
I mean, he's a demon.
He's a demon.
He absolutely is a demon.
He killed Raven's mom and destroyed like an entire group of monks and such, and torments Raven constantly because he's trapped in that little gym.
I love this show, Monks and Such.
Was I too casual?
Oh no, it's
yes, all the monks and such.
Yes, it sounds like a place to go buy bagels. I don't know.
Need some hand wraps to deal with ghosts, monks and such.
All right, my number 1 worst.
We clean geese weekly.
My number 1 worst dad in comic books is Bruce Wayne.
How dare you, sir?
No, my number 1 is Bruce Wayne. Hey, I love Batman like everybody else, but Bruce Wayne is the worst father.
He rehabilitates those orphans.
No.
They're not child soldiers.
Here's why Bruce Wayne is the worst dad in comic books, because he finds orphan children and he makes them targets. He makes them meat shields so that he can get the jump on the bad guy. And that's not, I mean, Dick Grayson's mom and dad just went splat on the floor of the circus. He brings them in and teaches them how to fight and stuff, and then dresses them up in orange. All right, who doesn't see orange and go?
Well, bright red and green. But,
I mean, there's orange
with
in
a
it.
big old bright yellow cape. And such.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, you do all that. You're going, here's a target. Look, there he is. I'll be in the shadows. When you attack him, then I'll attack you.
Look, Batman's usually taking the brunt of it.
By the way, Bruce Wayne, I mean, they get all the best schooling, maybe, if they actually go. If you Damian never wants to go to school.
If he can survive,
but Damian
nightly
is
patrols.
smarter than everybody, but still. And yes, most of them have made it out alive. Jason, not so much.
He came back.
He did, but anyone
that was his own fault. He didn't listen.
Anyone who's went into the Lazarus pit comes back a little bit different. So there we go. My number 1 worst dad in all of comics is Bruce Wayne. Cameron, what's your number 1?
Charles Xavier.
See?
For a very similar reason for a lot of things, of constantly getting these children that he's teaching how to do stuff, makes his own strike squad out of them and sends them on dangerous missions where, because they're the X-Men, they get murdered constantly. They die so much. And they rotate cast. Also, that's what he does with his adopted children. His biological son, he just leaves alone. And when he does meet up with him, he lobotomizes him while he's in the middle of saving the world.
Yeah, well, that kind of was necessary, I suppose.
Given the situation I'm doing context for, which I admittedly skimmed a little bit, Legion would have been fine. Xavier's
I'm thinking, so never having read the Legion comic book, the Legion show was messed up.
Yes, but that was because of the Shadow King.
I know, but it still was.
The Shadow King got his hooks in him.
I think it's kind of, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's like father, like son, that we both picked someone who's considered a hero as worst dads.
Yes, they might have heroic qualities, but very poor judgment as a parent.
Hey, and without Bruce Wayne, there would be no Dick Grayson, and Dick Grayson, Robin, who becomes Nightwing, is my favorite comic book character of all time.
And Batman's one of my favorite superheroes of all time.
Yeah, so, but still, neither one of us said that about Professor X. All right, let's see. Yeah, we got time to squeeze in a little bit more. All right, let us go to the best and worst dads in movies. All right, starting with worst, my worst dad in
movies. We do best in comics?
Oh, Zach on it. Man, that's 2. Thank you. As soon as I get it over here, fine.
Oh, what a noob. Total noob. Classic noob.
Listen, you're good. You're keeping me on track here. As I've said,
it helps because I made a list, like
as I've said before, 25% of my brain is running all the other stuff. So that's the excuse I'm going with. It's not really an excuse. There's a lot of screens, a lot of stuff I have to do.
There's a lot of screens, a lot of buttons.
Yeah. All right. So the best, the number ones in comic books, my number 3 is Alfred Pennyworth. Again, I've already talked about Bruce Wayne being the worst. If Alfred Pennyworth is not there, chances are those kids die.
More than likely, yeah.
Well, if Alfred Pennyworth is not there, although he did support the vengeance for Bruce, but Bruce went away and learned all that, the majority of that stuff, depending on the continuity. But
yes.
But the major bit of it, he went off and learned that on his own. So Alfred Pennyworth, and every Robin loves him.
How could they not?
Right.
Because he is a perfect blend of generous when he needs to be, strict when he needs to be, takes care of things when he needs to.
All right, Dave on the stream, worst movie dad, Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. That's some next level stalking kind of stuff. I tell you what, Dave, when I was looking at lists to remind myself of the ones that some that I had forgotten, he's on a bunch of best lists, and I don't get that. All right, Cameron, what is your number 3 best dad in comic books?
Alfred Pennyworth.
Look at that. Okay, no need to go into it. We know what. All right, my number 2 is Uncle Ben. What is that? Your number 2 also?
It is.
Okay, so you want to explain why Uncle Ben is both of our number 2?
Okay, so Uncle Ben is
second, not number 2. Go
yeah.
I just
so
stinker.
So Uncle Ben basically like puts the foundation in Peter of, with great power comes great responsibility, and taking accountability for your actions and everything, but not being so heavy-handed with stuff to where like he's drilling it into his brain, but kind about it, but strict, and not strict, but what's the right word I'm trying to go for?
Stern.
Thank you. But also helped Peter to have a normal life up to the point where he becomes Spider-Man, gave him the foundation to understand kindness, empathy, and responsibility, to where if Uncle Ben wasn't around, Peter would be a very different person and probably would end up being a villain.
By the way, before we get to our number 1, if you are hearing us talk about comic books and you're like, well, that sounds pretty interesting, I wonder where I could buy some of that. Well, Borderlands Comics and Games, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive in Greenville, they got all your comic books over there. And if they don't have something, they'll find it for you and have it to you very quick. Not only do they have comic books, they have Funko Pops, they have statues, they have vintage video games, they have vintage toys, and they also have Pokemon, D&D, just so many things. Check them out. Borderlands Comics and Games, open 7 days a week. My number 1 best dad in comic books is Jonathan Kent. So is my number 1 the same as your number 1? All right. So
kind of hard to dispute those 3.
It is. Like
the trinity of good father figures.
So Jonathan Kent, he finds this kid, raises him the way that you should. And it's not just comic books, but movie iterations, everything. Jonathan Kent is a good dude. Did TV like Smallville. He's always the guy. Of course, Martha helps too. So he has a firm foundation, a mom and a dad, but Jonathan Kent has always been the guy that he goes to for advice. And where his morality comes from? Because, I mean, your parents teach you your morality. Now, later on, you may go, I ain't being like that. I'm going to be something totally different, and that's your choice. But they will show you the road, and it could be the opposite. Your parents could be pretty bad, and then you decide
you get a blueprint of what not to do.
Yeah, that could be that. So there you go. Jonathan Kent, both Cameron and I, best dad in comic books. We are going to take our final break of the. I mean, this might take the entire show. I doubt it, but it might. We still got a bunch more to go, and it's Father's Day. And you know what? It's my day. And that's what I want to talk about. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I think I'd describe this as spooky core. Oh.
He's the devil.
Spooky core. It is hilarious that we had like the same exact one for that bit.
It's also good that we're not that we didn't look at each other's lists.
Yeah.
And we have two more categories. We've got movies and we've got TV. TV, I know, is going to be different because I've been watching TV since the 70s. And some of which might be on my list. Some of which you have never watched. You might know who they are, but you may not.
And I'll go, huh?
Exactly. But there's no way. I think from here on, maybe the best dads in TV, we may have one in common. I think that might be it the rest of the way.
Probably. I think that'll be.
Yeah.
So, because the other thing is our minds will go into different directions. The other thing is like we haven't like disagreed on anybody.
Well, Batman.
I joked around about Batman.
But
you absolutely have a point.
Knowing the entire time that you had Professor X as your number one. So, I mean.
Same reason, different guy. Admittedly, I would say Professor X is worse.
Maybe. I think it depends on which universe is worse. Gotham's pretty bad, dude.
Yeah, but very rarely does anything bad happen to. All right, never mind. I should shut up.
Do your math. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Hard to believe the first hour is already almost over. It is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. All you dads that aren't around. Unless circumstances are different. Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
All right. You probably are on the bad dads list. Now, let us get back to said list. And if you want to be a part of the show, 800-905-0989 is the text line. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X at either 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. So send us a message there. We always have a pretty good group in both up there watching and listening, and we really appreciate that. All right, so I didn't say okay, so I said all right, so. Earlier I said all right, so, and I gave myself, but it's an okay so that you don't do. Anyway, the best and worst dads in movies. I'm going to start with worst. My number 3 is Mr. Court. Mr. Court is Diane Court's dad from Say Anything. So Diane Court's dad, from Say Anything, acts like he's the best dad, and he gets Diane stuff, and he takes care of an old folks home, and then you find out that Mr. Court has been scamming all the old people and taking all their money, and supposedly for her, so she'll be okay. And it tries to keep Lloyd Dobler away from her. Doesn't work. He gets Diane Court to give Lloyd Dobler a pin. That's evil. Okay. Here's a pin. Write me. But Lloyd, once Mr. Court is incarcerated, gives him the pin back and says, write your daughter. Burn. All right. That's my number 3, Mr. Court.
I forgot a little bit about that movie. That is a great turnaround.
Yes, it is. That's my number 3. What's your number 3? A worst dad in movies.
That would be one Denethor.
Yes.
Steward of Gondor, eater of small cherry tomatoes.
Not very good at eating them either.
Here's the thing.
I mean,
you
don't bite those things.
Yeah.
Inside your mouth, you do. You eat those whole.
Yeah, you pop them in your mouth.
Yeah,
you
do.
You don't just like devour them like a
weirdo
savage. So with him, it's the favoritism. It's the Boromir. Boromir is the greatest one, which has been memed to death. And he treats Faramir like absolute garbage. And when Boromir dies, he acts like Faramir like deserves death too.
Well, yeah, he sends him away.
Yes, he sends him to die. And also just like Faramir approached him, was like, you would prefer that Boromir would be here in my stead. He was like, yes, I do. And he acts like it's a hard decision for him. And then he like tries to burn him alive. And there's so many things wrong with Denethor, but some of it can be contributed to the Palantir, but if that wasn't there in the first place, wouldn't have been an issue. So Denethor, what a piece of crap.
Okay, that's Cameron's number 2. My number 2 is Jack Torrance. Now, I love when I say these and Cameron's like, who's that?
No, it clicked.
All right, Jack Torrance is the dad from The Shining.
I still need to watch that.
You haven't watched that. Okay. Here's Johnny, and he's affected by an entity, and it makes you want to watch it more after watching it.
Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry, because
what's funny is like the why am I forgetting his name? The gentleman who has the Shining.
Yeah.
The guy is played by Scatman Crothers.
Yeah, I can just think Scatman Crothers, and I can't get past that.
Why can't
we
I
knew his name
remember
a lot
name?
like 3 months ago.
Yes, because he was awesome in it. Also he pimp slapped Pennywise in his mind, which is such a great thing.
So if you've seen this movie, he goes off the deep end. They're snowed in at a big old hotel, and he tries to kill the wife and the kid. It does not work out that way. And then they're weird twins and decaying body kisses and all kinds of stuff like that. So check it out. Jack Torrance.
Ghosts and malarkey.
Yes. Cameron, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is Thanos. Much like
that is a movie.
How you're describing the comics. I saw him a lot more in the comics. I only just saw him in the video game. Which I think it was Marvel versus Capcom, but it was like specifically Marvel. And Thanos was the final villain, and he always kind of scared me when I was a little kid. But in the movies, he just straight up obliterates civilizations. Poorly, thinks about how resource management works. And also tortures his stepdaughter, who he abducts and replaces parts of her, specifically Nebula, but also the stuff he does to Gamora too. Like, you don't do that to your kids.
You shouldn't.
No,
you definitely shouldn't. All right, my number 1, ours could be the same, is Anakin Skywalker. I mean, it's Darth Vader. Again, he doesn't know that his kids are alive.
Yeah.
And when he finds out that his son is alive, he immediately wants to bring him to the devil, basically. And you can say, well, in the end, he killed the Emperor. Yeah, he did. He also cut off Luke's hand. I mean, is that not the definition of abuse?
Yeah.
You're fighting with your kid and cut off an appendage. Yeah. So my number 1 worst dad in film is Anakin Skywalker.
All right. I understand where you're coming from with that, but my number one is Ego, the Living Planet.
There you go.
Because if chopping off one kid's hand is bad, murdering thousands of them is worse. And also,
the Brandy, you're a fine girl.
Yeah, I can't listen to that song anymore without thinking about that. Especially with, putting.
I felt so bad when I had to put that cancer in her head.
Yes. It's just like the emotionlessness of it, the callousness of it all, and only valuing Peter, Star-Lord in this case, as Guardians of the Galaxy, only because, you're the one kid I made that will actually work with this whole thing I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to take over everything. And make everything Ego.
It's great. I didn't even think about that in my list of stuff. And you're absolutely right. Now, what is your list? What is the worst and best fathers in movies? We're not going to have time to get to the best until the next hour. Let's see. John says, worst dad, Sir Reginald from Umbrella Academy. Best dad, Clark Griswold. All right. So I get Sir Reginald for sure.
Yeah,
because it's another adopt all these kids and put them in danger.
Yes, I'll make these kids into weapons. That sort of thing.
All he really needed was, what's her name? I heard a rumor, and she could have just beat everything.
Yes,
because she was the most powerful, the power of suggestion, and people would just do what she said.
If used properly,
And not only that, look at what he did to the oldest son. Fused him with the gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was messed up. Clark Griswold, here's the thing. He's a good dad, but he's not someone that's an example that you want to go, I want to be like him. Because he does some things.
He's realistic, I think.
Realistic.
Not saying
kidnapping John Candy with a BB gun so you can go on all the rides. I don't know. I mean, that's kidnapping. That's a federal offense. For some reason,
we do not condone.
Yeah, he got away with that. Now the kidnapping of his boss.
There's a lot of kidnapping in the National Lampoon stuff.
Yeah, Cousin Eddie did that. That's not his fault.
Yeah, he wasn't at fault.
Yeah, it was not his fault. All right, that's it for the first hour. Believe it or not, we're done with the first hour. I put in hours of show prep. I don't care. We're having fun. We will finish up this list in the first half hour of the next hour. It's a good list. So if you have anything to add to it, best and worst dads in all pop culture, you can text us at 800-905-0989 or throw us up a daggone message on Facebook,
What'd
YouTube,
you say?
Twitter, X. Daggum.
98.9
WRD or the Upstate Pulse. Hour number 2, we are going to talk about My Adventures of Superman, Spider Noir, Vox Machina. We've got some wrestling to get to, some oops, video games, Nerd Roundtable. I'm at least going to tell you we're going to attempt all those. We're still live during the break. I didn't have enough time. I didn't have enough time to tag it, and I knew I did. I didn't want to get cut off. That was me acting like another host on the station.
It's like you gave like the segment in Irish Goodbye.
Ooh, I haven't seen nobody, but I think Diesel's a big fan of them.
Isn't that the one with Bob Odenkirk? Yeah, I've seen that one.
There's been 2 of them, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one. I watched the first one over with a friend of mine. So good movie. Was he saying that Bob Odenkirk's character was a good dad or a bad dad?
Basically, Clark Griswold. My theory is that Nobody is a sequel to American Vacation. Clark Griswold actually was a bloodthirsty assassin in Vietnam.
That's a take.
You couldn't even break skin with that. Sorry. It was all for the kids. Yeah, do it for the kids.
That's what makes a good dad.
Yeah, do it for the kids.
You know, just because you're a good father doesn't make.
I've had my dad moments where I've been angry about how my kids were treated. I'm not going to act like it. And I acted like a butt several times. And then I know that maybe more than several. A couple come to mind. Did I cross the line? I don't think so, but maybe. I mean, wrestling banquet incident.
I personally never had a problem with it.
Yeah. And
Vince is getting jumped.
The rec football.
Yeah.
Where the guy jumped the fence and grabbed my arm.
Did he grab your arm? I forgot.
Yes, he grabbed my arm, and my wife and
he wasn't particularly bright
because they would play Cameron like he was starting the entire time during practice, and then he didn't see the field during the game. So during the team meeting, I went down and got Cameron and took him, and then he jumped. We had it on videotape because we were video. It was camcorder back then, and luckily my wife just kept rolling, which was a good move.
Yeah,
she got the whole thing, and the guy jumped over. Why are you taking him? Don't take him off the team. I was like, I'm not taking him off the team, but he's not playing the game. Why does he need to be in the team meeting? And he had a hold of my arm. He grabbed my arm, and I looked down, and he felt the mental blow. He's like, oh. Listen, little man, you are making a mistake right now.
Look, I'm trying to help you here. Don't do this.
Let me show you a little bit of anger flaring from the eyes like my mom taught me. You about to feel some wrath, fella.
Yes.
And by the way, Cameron was back at practice next week. If I remember right, you might actually start to get a little bit of playing time, but
I don't remember.
It's not as bad as also going off on my sports show about a coach that never would play my son, and turns out the coach was an avid listener.
Well, this is why I eventually had a much better appreciation for wrestling, because at least that you could wrestle off for your spot, unless you get screwed over. But I never,
well, like I did.
Yeah. You and I had opposite experiences.
That's fine. Flo Balogun. I know a lot of people are into World Cup. I'm glad that we're doing well, but in the end, it's still soccer. It's just not going to get me. If there's a chance, if a game can end in a tie and people say it's a good game, it's not the sport for me.
There needs to be a winner and a loser.
And I've had these arguments on the air ad nauseum. A tie is a loss. No, it's not. It's a win. No, it's a loss. When both of us are right, it's a win and a loss. I still dream of sports radio. Was watching SmackDown, and almost every match I had interviewed one or both contestants, which is really cool and also makes me feel kind of sad. As my wife pointed out, yeah, but you did it. Yeah, but I'm not going to get to do it anymore, but I did get to do it. So, I mean, there's that. I am lamenting. See, you're not the only one that can use big words. He said, lay man.
Is that French play about that dude down on his luck who's miserable?
I think it's kind of gum. Helps your breath.
That was a good one.
Welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo and Cameron here, holding it down. Yeah.
Holding it down.
I don't know what we're holding down. We're holding it down so it doesn't get out.
We don't want it to go out.
Because
either way,
if it gets out, things could go awry quickly. If you would like to be a part of the show, 800-905-0989 is the text line. We're also live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X at either the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WORD. Yes. Yes. Okay. We, in this hour, are going to try to get to a bunch of things, but I want to finish off our list. And what we are talking about, if you're just tuning in because you're on your way to somewhere else or whatever, I'm not going to do the whole hither, thither, and yon, although there's no one on the radio who says hither and thither and yon as much as I do. And I got tenure. So, where is it? It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect if I knew exactly where the stuff is on my thing, and I can't find it. I'll just go with this.
Did you know that every time your mouth moves, strange sounds come out?
Oh, there it is.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya.
Found it.
Oh, those are the 2 words.
I am the hype.
Absolutely. All right, we are talking about Happy Father's Day, by the way. Happy Diddy Day. Happy Diddy. No, can't say Diddy.
Yeah, no, cannot do Diddy.
You shouldn't even say it that way.
No, I didn't mean to. I was going to say Happy Pappy Day to all my descendants.
There we go.
Like Yosemite Sam.
Yes, for sure. Yosemite Sam. We are doing our list, conveying our list that was compiled painstakingly earlier today about the best and worst fathers in pop culture. If you missed the first hour, go back and check it out on the free Odyssey app. You can listen to it there when it's posted. And actually, it's already there with the rewind, which is free. You can just rewind back and listen to the show, or just watch it on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, or on X, because it's there already. You can just start at the beginning and watch from there. We've got a few more to get to. All right, now it's time for our best fathers in movies. My number 3 best dad in movies is, did I get it right this time?
No.
Where were we at?
We're on no. You're right. No,
wow.
I was wrong.
Wow.
Noob me.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Oh, no. You messed up.
Oh, it's a noob.
Oh, noob.
Declining noobin.
As I was saying, the best dads in movies, my number 3 is Scott Lang. And here's the thing. So, I mean, he does everything for his daughter. I mean, he got caught stealing, and you know, he's wearing an ankle bracelet and all that kind of stuff. He does everything for his daughter. And listen, you have to be a good dad to tolerate that crap from the last Ant-Man, because she is so stinking annoying to the point where, man, I hope she's not in Doomsday or Secret Wars. And I don't know if it's the actress. I think part of it might be, or if it's just the way it was written. All I know,
it was kind of the way it was written.
Because God is very tolerant.
Because it's annoying to have when it's not done well. The kid is right and the adult is wrong. It's just like sometimes it can be that way, but not all the time. A lot of times the parents are right.
All right. Before we get to Cameron's number 3. Walter says best Andy Taylor. A lot of people say that, and I get it. I mean, when you got it, but he did name his son Opie. I got a problem with that a little bit.
Yeah, because it's kind of a dumpy name.
Yeah, I don't know if it's dumpy or not, but Opie is just maybe it was a family name. But yeah, Andy Taylor. Even when Opie was acting up, he always had the right thing to say, and he was also
Opie, like my favorite flower.
Andy had to father everybody. I mean, he was basically Barney's dad. He was Otis's dad.
That's what you meant. Okay.
Yes. Let's see. John says, what did you do with Odie and where did you hide the body? No, Odie is perfectly alive. We addressed this in the first hour.
We have proof of life.
Yes. Although videotapes could be, videotapes. The stuff that he sent me that he posted on Facebook could also be times,
True.
Yeah,
could have been.
Yeah, but it's not. Odie's fine. He is not going to be here in the month of June. So if you're tuning in for Odie, I'm sorry. He's awesome though. And he's not here. So,
Sorry?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Good night.
All right. What is your number 3?
My number 3 is Marlin from Finding Nemo.
I never.
This
really
is
watched,
a bit more of a.
I watched some of Nemo, but I haven't watched the whole thing. It just, I don't know.
Because I think it's a bit more of a redemptive thing. Because at first he's very overprotective because of what happened to Nemo's mom, and then finally he gets kind of swept away, and eventually gets captured by an evil dentist, and he crosses the entire ocean, braves sharks and all sorts of awful things to go find his son.
Okay.
It's a nice simple story of
I saw it was on a bunch of lists, but because I hadn't really watched the entire thing, I didn't want to add it to my list. Trey said, would Christian Cage be considered a good father or a bad father? I think we got to go with bad father there.
Probably a bad father.
I think we got to go. That has been his best shtick, so to speak. Dave says Odie who? Odie Fitzgerald?
Odie who?
Someone named Lisa says Michael Landon on Little House on the Prairie. Paul from Little House on the Prairie. All right. That's for TV's best, but we are on movies. My number 2 best dad, which is just mentioned on the text line too, and also their number 2 is Dr. Henry Jones.
Oh, yeah.
From Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You may say, was he really a good dad? But he was. They named the dog Indiana, by the way, according to him. And I thought it was real. I mean, I had some tears when he died. I knew they were going to bring him back, but I still had some tears when he died. I thought that was a great character. I really liked it. It was so unexpected that he would play him and that he would do so well. All right, Kevin, what is your number 2?
All right, my number 2 is Duke Leto Atreides, because having to.
Okay, all right, yeah, no, he was a good dude.
Maybe it's the beard. Maybe I just think the beard is just so good. Oscar Isaac's beard in that movie, it's something to be jealous of. I wish I had a beard that good. Maybe that's where.
Well, there's only a few people who have beards that good. There's a couple in this building have. Charlie James got a really good beard. Matt Mann from the Rise Guys, he's got his own beard oil company. So I mean, there's that.
Chris on the stream agrees.
Of course he does.
But he
all hail the fighters, or what is it?
long live the fighters.
Long live the fighters. That's it.
I feel like he trained his son very well. He had a nice blend of discipline and kindness and whatnot. And they're everything kind of comes down to that little heart to heart that they had, like on the cliffside, and where he basically answers Paul and goes like, "You'll be the only thing I ever really needed you to be, my son," which is a great line.
Yes. All right. We're going to take a break after we reveal our number 1 movie dad. My number 1 movie dad. It hits me right here. It does. Like would be Goofy from a Goofy movie. Goofy, I mean, you're introduced to Max, his son, and all the things that Goofy is willing to go through to connect with his son, who's getting older and doesn't have the same. His dad's a big goofball, and he's trying to get away from that because he's trying to get the girl. I mean, and just the whole movie, him telling that he knows somebody and he doesn't, and and then the second movie when he goes to college with them, I can relate. I got accused of that, even though it was total coincidence.
I didn't even think about that.
It was total coincidence. So what I'm talking about really quick is Cameron went to Presbyterian for a year. I got hired to do the pregame show at Presbyterian the same year just because Eric Thacker, who worked here, got hired at Presbyterian. Is a total coincidence.
There were conversations with my friends,
and it was a complete coincidence.
Yes,
and it was more money for me, so I was like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, it's an added bonus that when Cameron was there, I didn't go up to his room. I didn't do anything. I went there and I did my job, which was trying to make everyone believe they can win a game, and they didn't win one the entire year.
Yeah,
while there's a train going around me the entire time that we're talking.
I forgot about
not
the
to
train.
mention Matt climbing up on top of the statue is like, dude, we're gonna get us fired before we even get started. All right, so Goofy is my number one. Cameron, what is your number one?
I got one I don't think you're gonna be expecting. Sean McGuire from Good Will Hunting, Robin Williams' character.
I never saw Good Will Hunting, so
it's a good movie. It's heavy though.
That's why I didn't watch it.
I also watched that in college. That's when I first watched it. Because we had like movie nights and such. As you do with friends. But he has a bit of an adversarial. No, you're fine. He had a bit of an adversarial relationship with Will at the very beginning of the movie, but over time he started to break down the layers and help him out to get to where he needed to be through the mixture of the things that he needed in his life, whether just to set him straight, get him to think a little bit more correctly, and realize things that were out of his control.
Sounds like a good choice. All right, we've got one more thing left, and then we'll get to a bunch of other stuff after that, and that is the best and worst dads in TV. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. We're getting some messages. We're getting some texts. We'll get to those when we come back, too. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. What? I said, hey, Pappy, can you hook me up with another pop, please?
Of course I can. It's over here, though. I gotta walk down the street.
You got to go in the back and get it.
I'm gonna keep talking so people know I still exist.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm still on the set. I mean, still here. There we go.
Why, thank you. Nectar of the Gods it is.
Not quite. This is the nectar of the gods.
Just because you're a weirdo that doesn't like Dr. Pepper.
I think that's the pot calling the kettle black there.
I don't know. Who's cooler? The Mountain Dew fan or the Dr. Pepper fan? I think they're basically the same people.
Probably, yeah.
My family is split, but that's fine. Me and my daughter are cool. Others are not.
You sure? Are you sure?
What? Oh, she loves Dr. Pepper.
No, I know she does. Look, excuse me, I am being incredibly patriotic because this is not just Mountain Dew. This is Diet American Dew, dadgummit.
Diet American Dew.
250 years of
I know,
freedom.
Zach, right?
We don't like beasts. We kill them and eat them. Other things are referred to as a beast in not quite good terms.
Yes, person named Lisa. I will watch it, but I don't know what is it.
It's it.
What is it?
You want it all, but you can't have it.
Why not? Why can't I have it all?
That's a good question. Why do you sing it like that?
Don't care how. I want it now.
We're losing our minds.
I want a feast. I want a bean feast.
I think you've had enough.
Something. I hold it in my pocket. As I said before, a person named Lisa, running your mouth can only be said to someone if you're an authority over them. So all I got to say to you is, I'm sorry. Coca-Cola or Pepsi is the real question. No, it's Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew. I know what it is. It's Poppy. Do you know anyone who's ever drank that stuff?
What?
You don't even know what it is. Poppy. I'll have a Poppy.
That sounds about right for whoever would order that.
It's a soft drink. I was looking for a spot to play that.
Why? Why?
Because he just bit him on the finger. That's really painful.
I don't like that.
Wonderful.
All right, don't turntable the screams. It's like you're a DJ of pain.
That's your answer for everything.
That's not my answer for everything, Homer. I don't think I've.
A little nonsense now and then is relished by the wisest man.
I can't beat the soundboard. I don't know why I'm trying to beat.
Mind your business while grown folk talking.
Dadgummit.
Been waiting for weeks to find the perfect spot for that, and I did.
I queued you up.
That's because I'm an award-winning radio professional. All right, welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo and Cameron here having a blast on a Saturday night. You know why? Because it's okay to have fun. I know there's some serious stuff that we talk about during the week with our award-winning programming, but it's okay to have fun. And all those shows, they have fun too. In bits and pieces, we just have fun all the time. So, I mean, that's not our fault we have fun.
We're like a party boat.
Okay. I've never been on one before, but I've heard tell.
I used to have a party boat with Jurgen and Bjorn.
All right, you need to be careful. All right. The last category that we have.
They were Vikings.
Okay. Well, yeah, I knew that. Yes. I knew.
Okay.
The last category that we have, and then we're going to get to some other things. I guarantee we're going to get to some other things. Or we're going to get to at least one other thing. All right, let's talk about the worst and best dads in television. My number 3 is George Bluth Sr.
That's a fair point.
From Arrested Development. If you don't know,
there's money in the banana stand.
There is money in the banana stand for sure. That is my worst dad in number 3 worst dad. Cameron, what is your number 3 worst dad?
Timmy Turner's dad. Because he was so egotistical. He hired a babysitter that was literally the devil and made his child's life so bad that a magical committee of fairies had to assign him fairies to make his life tolerable.
Yeah, well, I agree. Not the greatest dad. My number 2 worst dad is Al Bundy from Married with Children. You never watched Married with Children.
I've heard a lot of bad things about Al Bundy.
Yes, he was a great high school quarterback, though. He was.
Oh, he's one of those.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those. The show itself is irreverent. It's trashy. It's indescribable other than the descriptions that I just gave.
For the time period?
Yeah, for the time period.
Okay.
For now, it's probably kind of tame. But yeah, he's my number 2. What is your number 2?
My number 2 is going to be Henry McLean from the Fallout TV series. Lucy's dad.
No, I got you.
Yeah. He works for the Enclave. He nuked his wife. Then acted like his wife died in a famine to his children. He has a whole thing set up with FEV, which I'm sure we'll see in season 3. That will be horrible for everybody.
Not only that, he doesn't know it's wrong, and he's trying to teach Lucy that it's better to be with him and do things the way he's doing.
What's funny though is he technically taught her the right way.
He did,
but it's so skewed. His vision is that what Yoda there, so skewed his vision is, to where when it comes to that fracturing point, he doesn't get why she doesn't understand. Anyway, that's my second choice.
All right, my number 1 choice for bad dads is Homer Simpson. All right, Homer, he's just so bad. He's bad at everything.
He strangles his kid,
except for I think he's a good drinker. He's good at that. He's also good at screwing up. He's also, although I do associate with him on this. I do feel like a lot of times my boss goes, "What's your name?" But that could just be a me thing. So Homer Simpson,
no comment,
I believe, is the worst dad in all of TV. Cameron, what is your worst dad in all of TV?
I will take your Homer Simpson. I will raise you a Peter Griffin.
Listen, Peter fights that chicken all the time. Okay.
Okay.
I have no reason why.
It's a fun.
Well, the chicken's dead now because Meg killed it. But,
Yes.
but anyway.
Speaking of Meg, the child he torments the most and like treats absolutely like garbage. He goes into antics all the time that bankrupts his family.
Yeah, but Stewie's awesome.
Is he? Is he now? The little sociopath baby.
All right. I see some of your guys' choices, but they echo some of ours. So I want to get through ours and then I will read your messages. All right. Here we go. The last bit of the list, which is taking an hour and a half, but I don't care. We're having fun with this. The best dads on TV. My number 3 choice is Pa Walton. If you've never watched the Waltons, good night, John Boy. Good night, Sue Ellen. Good night, Billy. Good night, Bob.
Good night, Frankenstein.
Good night. No, there is no good night, Frankenstein. So the patriarch of the Waltons, and they were a good, wholesome crew, and he was the dad was he was the man. What is your number 3?
My number 3 is Carl Winslow.
Okay. Because, man, he had to deal with some stuff.
Yes, he did. And you know what? He didn't crack psychologically, even when Urkel was causing all sorts of mayhem. But he was a good role model. He took care of his kids, bailed them out of trouble when they needed it, and gave them a talking to probably in the same breath. Was a good cop, too. He was good at his job. He was a good husband, good father. And again, dealt with all of Urkel's antics.
All right. My number 2 on my list is someone who I wanted to be my dad, because during the time period when he was popular on TV, he wasn't really popular, but the show was popular on TV. Didn't really, have that dad in my life at that point. And it is Howard Cunningham. Now you may say it's from Happy Days, Richie Cunningham's dad. I don't know how to describe him. Some people would say Howard Cunningham boring, and that's okay. He had lodge meetings. He went to the lodge. He bowled. He did stuff that a normal dad would do. He was always there for his son and his daughter. He was always there to help out Fonzie. He always said sit on a potsy, which was great because potsy need to, whatever that meant, sit on a potsy. He would do that. But Howard Cunningham is my number 2. Again, boring dad, but always there for his kids, and just
boring could be stable.
Yeah, it's the stability. He was the rock of his family.
Yes.
And so Howard Cunningham is my number 2.
Now, I will say my number 1 and number 2 are very close together, but I will give the number 2 spot to Uncle Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender, because he takes the time to mentor just about
when you first said it,
around.
I thought it was the uncle from Jackie Chan. So.
No.
Good magic, bust the feet, bad magic.
One more thing. No, he's great too.
I just now thought of him. I might have put him on my list. Go ahead.
Just smack him with 2 fingers. He's smacking you with 2 fingers. But yeah, Uncle Iroh is this incredibly powerful character. He's a former general, but after losing his son, and he was a good father to his son. He lost Lieutenant, went on a journey, and kind of found a better way to live, and impressed that upon everyone he met, between Toph and Aang and mostly Zuko. He turned Zuko around, and by all the lessons that he imparted to him, probably saved everyone in the 100 Years' War during that.
These are all things that I'm going to see as the live action continues. Which
I also feel like they did a great job of casting the gentleman from there. I don't remember the actor's name, but he's also in The Mandalorian as a X-Wing pilot.
All right. Number 1, and this probably will be Cameron's number 1. A lot of people have mentioned it already. Uncle Phil.
How could it not be Uncle?
I mean, from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Just why does he not want me? I mean, yeah, that to me. I mean, I'm about ready to tear up thinking about that. I really associated with that, even though I was probably like in my 30s when that happened. That never goes away. But yeah, Uncle Phil, I mean, it was but was he a better dad for Will than he was his actual kids.
No, I mean, he was still.
He took care of his kids, but they were spoiled. But that's okay because he could afford to, and he was still harsh with them when he needed to be. He was Uncle Phil was the guy, and the actor also was the voice of Shredder.
Yes,
so, I mean,
you don't mess with Shredder.
You do not. Unless you're one of them there toidles.
That's what Jazz found out when he got thrown out.
He did
so many times.
Every single time. All right, when we come back, believe it or not, it's Nerd Roundtable time. We try to squeeze in like everything that's on this page. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. That's right. That's the button you push correctly, and you don't pick yourself. By the way, Chris, I almost put Cliff Huxtable on my list because you have to separate the art from the actor a lot of times. If we didn't do that, there'd be a lot of movies I just couldn't go see.
Yeah.
Because some of these actors are not good people. Herman Munster was a good dad.
By the way, Gomez Adams was going to be on my list at some point. I was thinking about it. One thing I noticed when I was putting together the list was something that's hard to do in a story, like for video games and like things that require conflict and such. A lot of times I feel like the conflict would be softened by having like a good father figure or like a good family half the time, given the situations and stuff that the characters find themselves in. Because it's like the absence of the ideal, right? If you have the absence of the ideal, so that means that you don't have the good family foundations that you should have, right?
Right. By the way, if I'm not getting to your messages, we're not getting your messages or your texts, I'm sorry. This guy, I mean,
there's a full page of stuff.
And you guys are scrolling away. There's a ton of stuff on there. And I'm reading it. I just, yeah. You got so much stuff. And the third hour would be nice. But
too much stuff. Not enough space.
Why don't we just commandeer the third hour? What could happen?
Boarding school, Trey. I don't know. I don't remember where she went either.
She's not there anymore. And did Phil just marry a woman that has the same name as Now, in Bewitched, when Darren got replaced, I mean, that's obvious. You know, it was the witches, man. The witches involved.
Daggum witches.
Just found another or made another Darren. I mean, you know, there's that.
Just got him out the Darren closet.
Well, you know, you don't discuss those things and hope that people forget.
Yes.
That's how that works, Trey. That's how it works in radio, too. Who? I don't know that guy.
I have no memory of that person.
That person worked here. Yeah. We can't speak of such a person. See, I'm done depressed myself. Might as well just leave. Oh, look. It's Ron Wiggling.
Talking about Lord of the Rings.
Oh, no, it's not that part.
That was before. I did look up and they were cooking.
Okay. This is the part where Smeagol gets betrayed. I still think the effects haven't aged that well because now we'll find out in The Hunt for Gollum. I bet he looks totally real.
Probably. But it was so
It was groundbreaking at the time for sure.
Also, I just gotta do this, you know, just for the heck of it. Runs it raw and wriggling.
Okay. You also went Boss Nass.
I did.
You did. It's
me so like it is.
Don't do that.
Well, was that too much jiggling for the camera?
I don't want any shorting going on.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to hit the roundtable, which basically means we're just going to talk about everything that we didn't get to in the first hour and a half. So you can keep commenting on the dads. Again, I apologize if I haven't gotten to your messages, but you guys are throwing a bunch of stuff up there. All great. All right, most of the great stuff. The stuff that's not great, you shouldn't do that. But if you want to, 800-905-0989 is the text line. We're live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on X at either the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WRD. So you can send some stuff there.
Wonderful.
It is wonderful. You're absolutely right, Matthew. All right, let us jump into this really quick. Next Saturday at 1 p.m. is WWE Night of Champions. So we're not going to do this for Nerf Wall because right now it's just Cameron and I.
Just the two of us.
Yes. We've already made it. We don't need to try.
Yeah, we're
all right. Here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. Let us start with steel cage match between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. I know there are a lot of Seth Rollins fans out there, and I get that. He was never my favorite person in the Shield. He's never been my favorite person in anything.
He also sounds like an old lady.
Not anymore.
When he laughs.
Well, when he laughs, yeah. He laughs like he's trying to be the Joker and he can't. Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, Steiner Math says that Breaker wins this. I'm going with Breaker to win the steel cage match. Cameron.
Well, as a practitioner of Steiner Math as well, I would also go with Braun Breaker.
There you go. There's a few of us out there. All right, Women's United States Championship. Tiffany Stratton, who is the current champion, going up against my friend Jade Cargill. I'm just going to call everybody my friend. Who
you should,
yeah. So,
good.
It's a step down to a degree for Jade, but it should be a good match. And you never know who's going to show up for this match. There's going to be her girls will show up, and then there's one certain person that's been helping Tiffany out, who I also interviewed the same week that I interviewed Jade Cargill. And I see her name, the Secret Hervis, and all that stuff, and I can't remember her name suddenly.
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. There we go. I feel sorry, Chelsea, but I'm old. And so Chelsea Green probably will show up. I'm going to say Tiffany Stratton keeps the belt.
You know what? I'm also going to say the same thing.
All right, United States Championship between South Carolina's own former Gamecock Trick Williams going up against Ricky Saints, who I interviewed. Trick Williams, I would have interviewed if I still had a show.
Oh,
I got the message from Rob Brown. He was contacted for us to interview him, but we no longer had a show.
Mind your business while grown folk talking.
So we couldn't do that. So Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints. I'm gonna say Trick Williams retains.
I will say he will, and I quote, whoop that trick.
There we go. That's if you people knew what that meant.
It's a horrible thing to say.
It definitely is. All right. And the Queen of the Ring final, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. This is a complete surprise, but my friend Charlotte Flair was attacked last night on SmackDown by Jade Cargill and her crew, and she went out to wrestle anyway. And Liv Morgan did what a competitor does. If you see that there's an ailing part of someone's body, you go after it. You do. And so Charlotte in the end had to tap out.
Show no weakness.
So Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, it doesn't make sense because I do not think they're going to unite the belts, because the winner of the King and Queen of the Ring get a shot at the championship of their choice at SummerSlam. And Liv Morgan is already the champion on Raw.
Gotcha.
And I don't think they're going to combine. And so since Io and Rhea went their separate ways. I got to go with Io to win this. There's a rumor that Rhea Ripley is injured. I don't know what they're going to be able to do with that. SummerSlam is still like a month away. But Io versus Rhea for the championship would be kind of cool. Or it'd be a rematch, Io versus Liv for that championship, in which case Rhea would have it on one brand and Io would have it on another. Mark says Io Sky wins and faces her friend Rhea. All right. What do you think, Io or Liv Morgan?
Io.
Okay. King of the Ring final. Obafemi, the ruler, going up against Jey Uso. All right, so there is so much interference that could happen in this match because you got the bloodline, you got the stuff that's going on with Solo, you got LA Knight, you got so many people that could cause Jey Uso to not win. And then there's also Brock Lesnar. He and Oba keep saying 1-1. Is it too soon to strap the rocket to Obafemi? Let him win King of the Ring and beat Roman Reigns for the championship. I'm going to go with, because I think a lot of people think Jey Uso is going to win this match. I'm going with Obafemi. I already know what Cameron's going with, and if you're on the video, you can see it. But go ahead, Cameron.
I've been doing it for like 5 minutes now. Yeah, I'm going to go with Obafemi. Or I just think it would be hilarious if all those people interrupted at once and knocked each other out.
All right. I also wouldn't be surprised if Jey wins, and here's the reason why. Roman said he wanted Jey to win the other championship because he ain't won that one yet. And right now, Cody is the champion, but Cody has to defend his championship in a triple threat match against Gunther, my friend Gunther, and Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn wins this because it's triple threat. And if Sami Zayn were to win this, then for sure Jey Uso will win the King of the Ring, so that Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn would be the match. But I think Sami beats Gunther and beats Cody. It's a sneak win, but I think he wins.
Of course, because he's back to his heel ways.
Oh, he says he's the last real good guy.
That's what they all say.
They do. So who you got?
For the triple threat?
Yeah, Cody
Lost
Gunther,
thread there for a second.
Cody Gunther,
Goody,
or Sami Zayn.
I'm gonna go with Cody.
That would not be a surprise if Cody retains.
Yeah, there's several different ways that this could pan out.
There is. All right, there was going to be a couple oopses. I want to throw those in real quick before we take our final break. In Arizona, a Love Island fan in Arizona was caught speeding at over 100 miles per hour to get home in time to watch the newest episode of the reality show. The woman was pulled over by a Highway Patrol state trooper for driving 108 miles per hour on State Route 347. Despite her explanation that she was rushing home to watch Love Island, she was arrested and booked for criminal speed and reckless driving. Her car was impounded for 20 days, causing her to miss the episode. The latest episode of Love Island USA featured an America's Vote segment that introduced new members to the villa, potentially disrupting existing couples. I'm glad they added that to the story because I wanted to know.
It gave us context, you know?
It did. And here's the thing. Apparently this lady doesn't have a DVR. And
yeah, how do you not have a DVR in this day?
I get there are some people who want to.
Well, she wanted to vote is the thing.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That must be what it is. I wonder if she could vote from jail. I don't know.
Or one phone call.
Let's see. Mark says Obafemi wins. He also says Sammy's the delusional heel. I think Cody retains though. Sammy ain't been the same since my wife wouldn't let him in to traffic coming out
ever since mom cut him off
of the well. Yeah, he was trying.
He
to
looked
get
so
over.
frustrated.
He did. She got video of it too. It was awesome. And yeah, he's Canadian, so they don't have any rights here. All right. South African authorities arrested a 28-year-old man for trafficking 150 venomous scorpions through Cape Town Airport. The man concealed the live arachnids between his clothing inside his luggage. He was arrested under the Nature and Environmental Ordinance Act. We all know that, and is expected to appear in court on Monday. The scorpions have been handed over to a wildlife facility for safekeeping while officials assess their market value. My dude put 150 scorpions in his luggage. How do they find them? Did the scorpions show up in X-rays?
Well, maybe like because his clothes were crawling. Sir, why is
He wasn't
moving
wearing
into
the
the air?
clothing. I think it was in the.
All right, was it in his
It was in
luggage, or
suitcase.
was it like underneath his clothes?
No, it was in the
How
suitcase.
was it red?
When I first read it, I thought he was wearing it.
Okay.
but no, he's not. It was
Well,
in
because
the
those guys are
suitcase.
apparently good at their job.
Maybe
We have a scorpion detector.
All right.
We mentioned Spider-Man. They all spazzed out.
One more really quick. A Florida man was pulled over for speeding on Interstate 75 and was found to be heavily intoxicated with a blood alcohol content of 0.177, more than double the legal limit. The driver, Connor Parody, had how many open containers in his car do you think he had?
16.
We'll double that. Well, more than double that. He had 34 open containers of White Claw cans in his vehicle. He was arrested under suspicion of DUI and booked into the Land Lakes jail. The incident occurred in Pasco County, Florida. Here's the thing. I'm not a drinker, but I've heard that if you drink White Claw, it's not exactly a manly drink. That's all I'm saying. Again, I don't know. I don't drink. I never have drank alcohol, so I don't know. But that's a lot of open containers. What, you just take a sip and then open another one, take a sip, and then once you get so drunk you don't realize that there's still some left in there. I don't know.
If I just take a sip from 34 of these, I'm not drunk.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. All right, lightning round coming up. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Where is my mind? Where is my mind?
All right, give me a second. Gotta get the guitar.
All I know is that my ears still hurt a little bit, but not like they did this time last week.
I could give you a pap and pop.
That's not necessary, but appreciate it.
It's a factory reset.
If my factory reset makes me skinny, I'm good for that.
It ain't gonna be a pleasant experience, mind you. It's got to go somewhere.
Okay.
That back wall, it's gonna need cleaned.
Okay. We got a crew for that. I'm good.
They're gonna need various acids and
You said acid, like,
acids.
base,
Yes,
and acid, bases and acids.
like hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric, that's a good acid right there.
I learned of a word I can't say properly. At least it's on the stream.
It's problematic.
I ain't problematic. I solve problems. I ain't no problem maker. I'm a problem solver.
If you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it.
Crap, I forget where that was from.
While the DJ revolves it. Ice,
Baby. Do, 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 do.
All right, you need to look at your time, Ritzel. That is not going to time out.
Summer's already here, and it's not too late. MyPhDWeightLoss.com.
Hi, it's Charlie, commercial manager at D&D Motors in Greer, the Upstate's only 2025 President's Award.
Oh, boy.
1937. Right now, lock in 5.9% APR for 84 months on new 2026 F-150s. XL work trucks and cargo vans have employee pricing as well. Get up to $9,000 off 2026 F-250s. Shop online at ddmotorsportpro.com or visit us up the hill at our commercial vehicle center. Experience the D&D.
This hour did go really, really fast.
New season, fresh starts, and continued salute to our everyday heroes. Calling all veterans and first responders, this June we're celebrating you. It's Bill Frady. Join me at Upstate Water Solutions, 770 Pembroke this Wednesday for a live edition of Straight Talk from noon to 3. Kick off the summer with a complimentary lunch served to our men and women in uniform. Courtesy of Singles Markets, proudly serving those who serve us. Thank you from News Talk 98.9 WO.
Bring it on home.
How much can I squeeze in the last couple minutes?
Give the All Psychics Network a call. The world is covered in psychic energy, and one of our vetted psychics
Call 1-900-BLA-RNEY. Yes. Our psychics are standing by.
Ask your questions and then press 1 for English. Press 2 for Irish. Press 3 for Spanish. Press 4 for Ric Flair.
I was going to put money on the Panthers to win this Sunday. Should I?
Agus a dáta macara a bhain tú mac go dtí an leras má si a holle agus cumí a bhaintse Amadan.
What?
Scuile mac an bubbly agus tá tú rang a céin agus rang a ceathar níl mé ag intir an telefíséan agus an radio scuile mac tú rí agus róla búlia.
I'm spending my money for this. What the heck are you saying? What language is this?
Níl mé hiigem tú ceistena tá mé seach sa scoil an bhfuil ceirigh gom dul amach go dtí an leithris tá an máthair agus an áthar rialrá agus radio búlia.
That's 2. I'm pressing 1.
Hola, señorita. ¿Cómo está?
Just why?
Willkommen, mein Freund. Was ist dein Name?
Now he's speaking German. That's not even on the list. Why? Why is this still going on like this? This is so stupid. Why can't I get what I asked for? I asked for.
Call 1-900-BLA-RNEY today. The All Psychics Network. We know what you need to hear.
Why? Why are you all like this?
Even if you don't.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
All right, W has spoken. That means we have a short time to squeeze a lot of things in here. There's a South Carolina law, and I don't know if you guys knew this. The House just passed a bill unanimously. Moore said yes and no.
All together now.
In February 2025, and the Senate advanced it in a vote of 42-1 in April. This bill took effect with Governor Henry McMaster's signature May 19th that made it to where it's no longer illegal for youth to play pinball. So apparently, it was against the law for youths. Excuse me, did you say youths? For youths to play pinball.
Okay.
And South Carolina was the last holdout. So
when these youths are being corrupted by pinball.
Well,
listen to Pinball Wizard.
When pinball first started, if you want to know why my name is what it is.
Yes, that explains it now.
Yes, when pinball first started, it was gambled on and things like that. Then they had flippers and stuff, and it became an arcade game. Spent a lot of time. My mom used to take
gambles on pinball.
Well, back in the day, there were no flippers, so they would put the ball in there, and it was almost like roulette. So you'd be betting on who. But later on, that changed. They added the flippers and the bumpers and all the fun stuff that is pinball. But apparently, South Carolina, it was still illegal, and it made a lot of people nervous as far as restaurants and things having pinball, because if they enforced the law, some of their licenses could have been.
How many weird holdout laws there are?
I don't know. But
now the question is is it something that people know very often?
So the masses now celebrate the fact that the children can now go out and play pinball.
Let the children pinball.
I grew up in the arcades, loved playing pinball. Got to see Cameron play pinball for the first time.
Not well.
Yeah, when we went to the Pinball Museum. Cameron and I and Rob Brown and Chris Evans and his brother. And we had a lot of fun over there. All right, Roku is being sold for $22 billion to Fox.
Interesting.
I don't know if that means Roku's not going to be free anymore, or if now things are. I don't know. It's being sold.
What's even on Roku?
A bunch of free stuff. Sydney Sweeney. Actress Sydney Sweeney is rumored to be in consideration for a role in Marvel Studios' upcoming X-Men project, according to a recent report. All right, we talked about this before. These recent reports keep happening, but it's a story, so I'm going to talk about it. And it's Sydney Sweeney. Of course, people think she's going to be playing tag on it. Where is it? Emma Frost. Yes, Emma Frost.
By the way, I didn't read any of that. I just thought of
and we talked about it before, but it became a story again.
Either that or Dazzler, maybe.
Could be Dazzler. That's true, but she'd have to sing.
Yeah, which I don't know if
sang.
she can.
Yeah.
Everyone wants Taylor Swift to be Dazzler.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
Or they would assume that would be.
All right, a sealed copy of Super Mario Brothers sold for $3 million at Heritage Auctions, nearly doubling the previous record for a video game collectible. This copy is graded PSA 9.6 A++, which I guess is good.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
There's a lot of pluses.
Making it one of the highest quality sealed games from 1986. So if you buy that, you open it up.
First thing, slap that sucker. Antique Super Nintendo.
They went from worth $3 million down to about $10.
Yeah.
It was about $10. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson is urging the government to reveal irrefutable evidence of alien existence as the Pentagon releases UFO files. Neil deGrasse Tyson is tired of it. He's saying, show me them aliens. What?
I don't know. I have nothing to add to that. I don't know why I don't have anything to add to it. This is like, yeah.
All right, an Aussie town crier has
let's back this up. There's still town criers in Australia.
He is at a lot of places apparently. He set the world record for loudest yell, and it's 122.4 decibels.
Now, was it the word "oi"?
No, it was actually the word "now."
Ooh. Okay.
The jury's out on whether he's a member of my family, but I think he might be. I'm just going to go with that because really like either that or Stoneman down the hall, who thinks he's loud, but compared to my family, not so much. All right. Award-winning fried chicken restaurant hasn't replaced its cooking oil in 66 years. Would you eat there?
Probably not. I don't want to taste the ancients.
They mix in, it's not ancient people. They mix in like new oil with the old oil, and they said, no, I ain't eating there. How come people ain't died from that yet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want to be the first.
All right. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And I hope you enjoyed our list. We enjoyed you participating. If we didn't get to all your messages, I'm sorry. I had to squeeze some other stuff in there to justify all the hours I spent on show prep today. We will be back next week. As far as we know, possibly could be right here at the same time, maybe. Have a great weekend. And again, happy Father's Day. All right. Thank you, Chris, and everybody. And Cameron, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
I will also say goodbye.
Au revoir.
And now we do the